I said, I was born in the early 50s, so I grew up during the 60s. And the most inspiring was the civil rights movement that occurred in the United States during the 50s and 60s. And though traditionally we think that was a fight for African Americans for equal rights, but because we were here, we benefited from their struggle. So it's important that we participate and do what we can in terms of to advance the rights that they fought for and to apoyarlo with them. So that I told you that I went to Old Westbury. In that school, we were very focused on social justice. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to do was to participate in the development of public policy and discussion of public policy wherever I lived at. So when I came here, I saw an opportunity to do that. And I thought that it was incumbent on me to move forward, the agenda forward, because people had moved it for me. Doors had been opened for me in the 60s and 70s so that I could participate, so that I could come up here and buy a home in an area that I want to live in without the redlining and bigotry that might have existed several generations back. So that experience that I saw people fighting is what led me to know that nobody has a free ride, that I have to participate, and that's why I decided to participate in public policy and volunteer. My children did likewise, because they knew how important, they saw their parents doing it, and they knew how important it was, because people fought for our opportunity and our right to do that. And so the civil rights movement of the 60s, spearheaded by the African American community, has been needed for us to move it forward while we're here, and that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the most important things that motivated me to participate in the area that I do. Am I clear?
Yeah. I have a question for you. Like I told you before, I work in the emergency room, and we have different nurses coming.
So you know Freddie Felix?
I do know Freddie. Yeah, he's a PCT.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have nurses from everywhere, and like you said, we have Freddie, PCT. You know, the different cultures clash in only one places. Now, we see the majority of our patients are actually Hispanic with no insurance, and going back to politics and everything like that, we were watching the night of the elections of Obama versus McCain, and one of the nurses had stated that, and like you could tell from afar that she's just racist from the get-go. And she had said a comment or something like that Obama was a terrorist, and it like really like I hit like the roof. I was so mad. So I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, do you believe that Obama's a terrorist because he's African American, or because you heard that somewhere? She's like, no, because I heard that he would never get military clearance. So my question to you is, what do you believe, I don't know who you voted for or anything like that, but what do you think about Obama being president and actually having a minority president and having comments or people not like the leader that we're going to have, you know, in the United States? What do you believe? Like, do you believe that he's going to open the doors for Latinos or any other minority group to become president, or to even have the opportunity to try?
First off, that was a very ignorant comment, and those type of ignorant comments, there's no way that you can respond to it adequately. There's a saying, I used to be a bartender when I was in college, and when you go to school, they tell you a couple of things that you do not discuss as a bartender. You do not discuss politics or religion because you cannot win. Okay, and you know that lady. Probably what you could have told her is, you know, that's among the most ignorant comments I have ever heard. That you think that the American people would be so foolish as to elect a terrorist for president. And then you just walk away because there's nothing you're going to say to convince her if she's bold enough to say it. The election of Barack Obama is actually very hopeful because it shows the possibility of what's available in this country. If you were to go to your own respective countries, it would be very highly unlikely that a minority would be able to be elected in your respective countries. I was in your country in the early 80s, when you were first born, when Peña Gomez was a black man, they call him El Haitiano, qualified, and he couldn't get elected in a predominantly black country, which is what the Dominican Republic is. So, you know, in the United States, it gives you that hope. But also, the most hope that it gave me is that he was elected with the help of the youth, people of your age, white and black. And that was very hopeful to me, because that says something about us and the way our generation raised our children. Okay? That you guys have not picked up on a lot of the bigotry that unfortunately, you know, affected us. To a large extent. It still exists, and that was one of the more hopeful signs that I saw. And what also the Obama presidency will show is that he's going to make mistakes because he is human. And it's not because he is black, because he is human. And you'll have to judge him on that and his skills. You know, so I am very hopeful. I am glad, and I am a Republican that voted for Obama because I saw that hope in there.